de la delegación de la Plataforma Unitaria de Venezuela.
Last August, Venezuela's government and the opposition met in Mexico City to start negotiations. Less than a year later, those talks remain on hold. But a recent shift in U.S. policy towards Venezuela is changing not only the objectives, but also the players taking part in deciding the country's future.
As the talks in Mexico were stuck, the government of the United States, that is one of the main promoters of this process, because they have the sanctions, they say to unlock this game, I'm going to lift some sanctions for you to realize that, in the extent we're advancing it, can be more flexible.
But the proposed change in U.S. policy may not be enough for the Venezuelan president.
We are seeing at the moment that there's not much willingness to return. What the U.S. is offering for Maduro to return to that negotiating table, it does not satisfy him. Washington would have to go further for the government to really have reasons to return.
So far, the U.S. is looking to ease some energy sanctions. It includes allowing Chevron, the last U.S. oil company working in the country, to discuss renewing its license with Venezuela's state oil company PDVSA, which is set to expire in June. The potential lifting of some of the sanctions puts Venezuela's oil sector under the spotlight. Much of the local oil industry has fallen into disrepair and may not be able to quickly ramp up production. Global attention is now centered on oil due to the conflict taking place in Ukraine. Chevron says it's ready to boost Venezuela's oil output if sanctions are lifted. But for energy experts, it is a long-term bet.
La producción no va a aumentar al día siguiente.
Production will not increase the next day. It requires investment, drilling, oil rigs to comply with commitments, payments, guarantees and legal security. So it's something that won't be seen immediately, but rather the beginning of a change that will impact the Venezuelan oil production.
Un cambio que se vería traducido en un tema de aumento de la producción venezolana.
For now, the government and the opposition have committed to return to talks, but no date or location have been set.
Every time that a negotiation process collapses, it is harder to reset it, and it gets more complex. The idea is that this opportunity is used to get some sort of agreement.
Mexico has said it is ready to welcome the delegations once again, and topping the opposition's agenda will likely be ensuring a free and fair presidential election in 2024. Maritrini Mena, CGTN, Caracas.